Hey everybody. Um, these Roman armor mods and everything have compelled me to do a bit about the Roman army. I'm currently out to try and see if I can't get my vampirism fixed. Oh, what the hell's going on here? Oh, speaking of, it's kind of weird. Huh. All right. But anyways, all of these mods, the Roman mods that I have installed, have kind of compelled me to do a tiny bit on the makeup of the Roman military. Not necessarily going down like the structuring and all of that stuff. That's, I don't know. I mean,
Yeah.
most people only know the Roman military, just the very basics of
Yes?
it. So I don't
What
want
did
to
you mean?
dive too deeply into everything. Oh, where is this bastard? Anyways, so, oh wait, here he is. Wait, no, that's not him at all. Huh. Alright. So, there are two main types of soldier in the Roman army. A legionary is a Roman citizen, and each must supply his own equipment and swear an oath to the emperor. Legionaries join an infantry unit as part of a group of 8 men called a contubernium. The other
Yes?
type
What did you
of
mean?
soldier in the Roman army is an auxilia. An auxilia is usually someone who,
Yes? What did you mean?
he's first off, he's not a Roman citizen, and he's usually someone who they just kind of
Yes?
found
What did you
in their campaigns, or someone who voluntarily joined the Legion. A lot of
Yes?
the
What did you
Legions had a
mean?
lot of followers, people who would just follow them around and make almost entire little villages outside of the Roman encampments, because they knew it was safer to travel with these legionaries than to stay where they were, which is kind of an interesting proposition that you'd just completely uproot your entire life because basically you've seen these guys in combat, you've seen these guys walk through your territory. Maybe your leaders give tribute to them, but anyways, getting a little off topic. So the Contubernium, 8 men, who all share a sleeping quarters. New soldiers are stuck with fatigues and dirty jobs like stone breaking, furnace stoking, and latrine cleaning, stuff like that. Just different bad jobs that nobody else really wants to do. So it's like, oh hey, you're new here, so you get the FNG jobs. And that's only until they secure like specialist posts like surveyor, trumpeter, like mason or clerk or something like that. 10 contubernium form a century with its own standard bearer called a signifer. Oh shit.
knew I could say.
Yep, here we go.
Oh no, you don't.
Come on, land, you son of a bitch.
Oh no, you don't.
There we go. There you
You're
go.
not getting the best of
That'll
me.
be good for you. Are you kidding me? What the hell else is attacking us now? Alright, now where the hell did my horse go? Oh, here he is. She, it, I don't know. Alright. Anyways, continuing on. So the Contraburnium, oh yeah, I believe I was talking about the Sentry. Yeah, 10 Contraburnium form a Sentry. With its own, which has its own standard bearer. God damn it. This shit gets annoying. Anyways, its own standard bearer called a Signifer, and a commander of the watch called a Thesarius. No, get out of here, mister. Kitty. It is bigger than shit. Ah, fuck my horse. I'll steal one from the Stormcloaks since I'm over here. Where's the Stormcloak camp? There it is. So, the Signifer and a commander of the watch called a Thesarius, and a second in command called an Optio, and a Centurion to lead them all, and a 6 sentries. That's 480 men, plus their standard bearer. Their standard bearers, second in command, and all of that together make up one cohort. That's 6 centuries, 480 men. That's one full cohort, and then you bump that up 10 cohorts plus a small cavalry regiment called the Equitus Legionis make up the biggest Roman infantry unit of all, called the Legion, or Legio. The Legion's symbol is the Roman eagle, which is carried by a Aquilifer. Sorry, trying to think of a specific bow. I think I might have sold it. Anyways, let's assault this camp. Oops. I don't even see anyone alive in it. Oh. So you can just kind of feed however many times you want. That's interesting. Well, I guess I'm just gonna steal the horse and leave. Alright. That was considerably easier than I expected it to be. Where was... Oh, yeah, I remember why I need to go there now. Alrighty. So, continuing on. The Legion symbol is the eagle, and each Legio had its own unit symbol. The eagle itself is carried aloft by an aquilifer, and cohorts in a legion are numbered 1 to 10, with the first cohort, and in some cases the first 3 to 5 cohorts being double centuries. That's 800 men plus their standards and all of that, all of their support personnel and officers. Is that ooh, this is a good time to hunt. Oh, what? Come on. Miss. I'll grab this guy here real quick. Got him. I really like hunting on a horse. I've never really done this before, and I'm really liking it. Ah, fuck a spider. It's a big ass fucking arachnid. I really like horse archery now. I mean, it's not very well done in this game, but it's still pretty fun. Alright. Anyways, so first cohorts, first 1 to 5 in some cases, are double, 800 plus men. So the first cohort centurions are the senior ranks of primi ordines, and the most senior of all is the primus pilus, who can be promoted to praefectus castorum, who is in charge of... Oh, Jesus, what the shit?
You're not getting the best of me.
That was awesome. No, you're staying with me. Damn horse wants to take off all the time.
Get back here. Show yourself.
Huh. I was... something.
Mercy!
Nope. Sorry. Fucking mages. Well, that was a fun little escapade. I'm really starting to dig horse archery. Alright, so the Praefectus Castorum. This guy, he's in charge of the daily running of the Legion, and the only men outranking him are 7 men, of which 5 Tribuni Augusta Clavi, who are members of the Equestrian Order. Oh, here we go. Primo hunting. Damn it, I missed. That's not the prize, though. And that was way high. What the hell's going on here? What? Looks exactly like my horse. What if I can just take that one and not have to deal with it running away all the time? Hey. Let's see. What's up there? Oh, there's a guy. Looks like another mage. Let's see, right about there, maybe. Nope, that was way high. Let's do something a little bit like that. A little bit to the right.
Never should have come here. Where'd you
Yeah, I think that's the other way around. Sorry. Nothing of any real use. Let us continue. What town is this? I think this is like Iverstead or some shit. Oh, Dragonbridge, okay. Huh, that was an interesting glitch. Actually, there's a Forsworn camp up here that I haven't been able to get to yet, which I would really like to go and decimate. So, continuing on, I think we were talking about the 5 Tribuni, the Augusta Clavi. They are members of the Equestrian Order and the Tribunus Laticlavus. Okay, this isn't going anywhere. Are the Laticlavus, and finally the commander of the entire legion, the Legatus Legionis, or Legate. Back in Rome, the Legatus Legionis is a member of the Senate, which is Rome's 600 ruling elite. And on the field, he commands his 6,000 or more man army. There we go. Defy the laws of physics with a horse. I can do this. While the citizen legionaries specialize with... Alright, let's assault this camp and then we'll continue. That autosave, I got a bad feeling now. This is some camp, I guess. Bitch. Oh, hey. I apparently ate the arrow. Hold on, let's, Oh. Damn it, it's not there. That was interesting, nonetheless. What Forsworn camp is this? Dragon Bridge Overlook. Alright. So, the citizen legionaries. They are the backbone of the Roman army. But the auxilia, or auxiliary, are they're more specialists. In auxilia cohorts, there are like archers, slingers, and there were even cavalry-only regiments, which is kind of interesting. Those cav-only regiments were called the alliae. Oh shit, I hurt my horsey. Let's see here. That looks like a fairly decent place to cross with a horse. Don't go too far downstream. Shit. No, 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 no. Come on. Yeah. That's what I'm talking about. Oh. Looks like I found a bad time to get lost, friend. Stuka. And that's another dead horse. Anyways, so these alia, or allee in some cases, there's several instances of these being only recruited during the Gaulish campaign. Everybody knows, if you know anything about Rome, the campaigns that Caesar led, Augustus, through through Gaul, especially like, you know, with Vercingetorix and all of that. Oh shit, is that a... Oh fuck. Oh fuck it is. Oh fuck me. No, actually fuck you. I need potions. Okay. Damn. Anyways, so the Allier consisted of roughly 500 riders and you know, a few double-sized Allier. Again, just like the Roman army, with a Roman prefect and one in Britain actually specifically was the Aelia Praetoriana. We'll get to that in a second here. I can get some fire salts off of this. Thank you. Ah, God, what the hell? Oh, okay, that was weird. My game just tapped out for whatever reason. So oh yes, the Aelia Praetoriana. I was trying to remember what I was talking about. They had mounted cohorts. Oh, hi.
Where'd you come from? What's the hurry?
Made some pretty damn quick work of those.
Yes? What did you...
They were comprised of over, if I remember right, 800 riders, and they also they had something like 500 infantry and 200 riders, like Roman riders, and again a double strength version of that.
Where'd you come from?
Some auxilia units were actually just like their Roman counterparts as well. Damn. Kitty went flying. So, with, you know, organized in the same way and led by the same,
Where'd you
sometimes it actually kind of depends. Sometimes they were led in the same manner, just as a Roman unit. A lot of them actually were, you know, the auxilia led, each cohort led by Romans, and you know they're the hell am I? Okay, not too far away, actually. You know, they'd have their Aquilifer, the Signifer, all of that. That would all be Roman. Led by the Roman similarities, or citizens, but the similarities end there, at the cohort. There is no legion and not a legionis legatus to command them. Instead, it has its own prefectus cohortus, or cohortes rather. And when auxilia serve in the Roman army for 25 years, he becomes a Roman citizen with rights and his own given land, and for him, his wife, and children for generations to come. So, talking a little bit about the Alia, because, you know, horse archery. Anyways, the Alia usually consisted of about 500 riders. That's a considerable amount of cavalry, with 200 auxilia infantry to back them up. That's very little, but mind you, they would travel alongside their Roman counterparts. For example, the legion at Alesia, with going back to what I was saying about Vercingetorix, that legion had its own auxilia right behind it, basically. And shit, how am I gonna get down? Okay. But the thing about that was like the reason why that battle went so badly in the beginning was because they were, first off, deep in Gaul territory, and at this point Caesar had been campaigning away from home for a period of, if I remember correctly, I think it was 5 or 6 years at this point. So everything is beginning to take its toll. You have to kind of consider a shaky supply line. You're relying on the tribute that's being given to you by these tribesmen, who you don't even know that if
don't like those eyes you've got.
They're
There's a
truly
bad hunger
loyal.
to them.
So the position that Caesar was thrown into is essentially he had chased Vercingetorix to Alesia over kilometers, hundreds of ground, to finally catch this guy on a mountaintop village. So now looking at it from Vercingetorix's point of view, oh, what's this all about?
We're in control of this mission. Never should have come here.
No, you're not.
No.
Sorry. I am.
God! Victory is yours.
Should have done that a little bit ago, buddy. There we go. So, looking at it from Vercingetorix's point of view, he's chased you for hundreds of kilometers. His men are tired, worn out, rugged and ragged. They need rest. They need to stop. They need a break.
Yes? What did you need?
And that's exactly what they get here at Alesia. Vercingetorix knows that this is the perfect place to get
Yes?
Caesar,
What did
because
you
not
need?
only does he have to go uphill and assault a walled-in compound, but
Yes?
his
What
men
did
are
you need?
just so beaten and worn out from this journey. Now, this is where the horse cavalry comes in. On the first days of the battle,
Yes? What did you
Vercingetorix
need?
sent riders to envelop the Roman armies, which the riders,
Yes?
the
What did you
cavalry, had been put in front of the rest of the army to conceal
Yes. What did
the
you need?
massive amounts of archers that they had behind them. Now, what would happen is Vercingetorix would
Yes.
send the
What did you
cavalry in to probe the right side of the Roman army. The Roman army would obviously react. A small battle would
Yes.
ensue,
What did you
and
need?
obviously they would be beaten off.
Yes.
The Romans
What
would
did you
then
need?
give pursuit with their own cavalry, and at that time,
Yes. What did you
the
need?
Gaulish cavalry would break up, exposing the
What did you need?
archers, and Roman cavalry, the alii, would just absolutely get slaughtered
Yes. What did you need?
and fall back, and so on and so forth. Just this little seesaw went on for days at a time, and so finally, Caesar, knowing kind of what was going on, his force was slowly being worn down. Meanwhile, Vercingetorix and his main army stayed up on top of the hill, just watching the view, basically.
Mercy!
I don't think so, buddy.
That'll teach you.
And, so anyways, these little kind of skirmishes that would take place were led by Gaulish cavalry, Roman auxiliary cavalry, and finally Caesar had enough of all of this, these little petty games he was playing with Vercingetorix,
Yes.
and
What
ordered
did
a
you need?
wall be built around the city, facing the city. So now
Yes.
Caesar
What did you
kind
need?
of stole the advantage right out from under him. The advantage that Vercingetorix had, which was being on a hill with a wall. Now, Caesar is also on a hill with a wall. During the building of said wall, the Gauls they would harass and try to delay and even stop the building of the wall, but to little avail. They were never able to stop it. They were never able to really throw a significant wrench in the Romans' tails. So finally, Roman reinforcements, auxilia, show up. And then they decide, okay, now is a good time to batten down the hatches. Caesar then orders another massive wall that spans some 30 kilometers, going over rivers, over mountains, that totally circumvents the entire city. This one facing outward from the other wall that he built. So now he has two walls protecting him from any other counterattacks that are coming in that Vercingetorix can pull together. Finally, days in, Vercingetorix calls upon his fellow Gaulish tribesmen and says, hey, this is our chance to become free men from Rome. We don't have to deal with Rome. Somehow, even though the Gauls hated the idea of kings, hated the idea of being ruled by one tribe, or even unifying, somehow, almost like a miracle, Vercingetorix was able to bring them together and say, hey, this is what needs to happen in order for us to succeed as, not really as one nation, but just as a civilization. What the hell is this? Huh. Regulars are already coming back, I guess. But anyways, he is able to finally bring them together and organize them, and makes one hell of a show of it. When I think it's like around 800,000 Gauls gather their forces and come together and completely,
Your skin's as pale. My family has
surrounds
owned Carthwasten for generations.
the,
Rare for anyone in the Reach that isn't a Nord. Not that it does me any good. Nords think I'm working for the Forsworn. Forsworn think I'm working for the Nords.
Huh. Anyways, the Gauls surrounded the outer wall that faced away from Alesia, And then you have another group that came out of the walls. Vercingetorix himself came forth, kind of the last straw, you know, before the big battle began. And kind of way of saying, hey, I'm here. And so finally the battle, the big battle, after days, weeks, and months now of besieging this settlement. The thing about it is now, the supplies going into Alesia and coming out of Alesia, if there were any coming out anyways, now all belong to Caesar. So he no longer has to worry about these shaky supply lines. He's sending scouts out and runners to tell the Gaulish tribes who are friendly to him, hey, I'm here and I am in need of your assistance. I need you to pay tribute in the form of grains and, you know, beverages. And so he gets everything he needs, basically, to supply his army. Simply from taking it from people who are friendly to Rome, as well as the supplies coming into Alesia itself that were destined to go to Vercingetorix's army. So at the end of the day, now his supply lines are bolstered, or his supplies are bolstered. Everything is set. The stage is set for a battle on epic proportions, which Caesar himself would lead alongside, against Vercingetorix. And Vercingetorix
Strangers
now
are nothing but trouble.
puts forth and somehow coordinates. Nobody really knows how. I'm guessing basically he charged at the Roman walls that faced inwards to Alesia, and the others just kind of saw what was going on and said, hey, they're attacking, maybe we should put some pressure on as well to help these guys out. And so it happened. Hundreds of thousands of Gaulish tribesmen charge both ends of the walls against a superior numerical force. The Romans, the legions, and the cohorts somehow held together and held damn well too, mind you. They beat back assault after assault, and Caesar went around to each, seemingly just as it was about to break too, which is the really interesting part. As the lines were nearly at their breaking point, Caesar shows up with his personal bodyguard, his double century, and says, hey, I'm here to help. Helps that legion, or that cohort rather, fight off the enemy, and then goes on to the next, just basically moving around and around, ensuring that his men are alright. As his personal rounds continue, that same trend continues throughout everything. He continually comes up on a unit that, you know, oh god, we're about to break kind of situation. But none of his units broke and ran. Not a single one. Granted, they took lots of wounded. They took lots and lots of casualties. But they never broke, they never faltered, and they never ran. Which is extraordinary in my opinion. This ends up leading to Augustus finding a man named Marcus Antony, who you hear about for the rest of Caesar's time as praetor, and as just throughout the rest of his life you hear, you know, Marcus Antony is basically Caesar's right-hand man, no question about it. And so Marcus Antony and his legion are doing what they do damn well. And so they're sitting there just absolutely destroying Gaulish tribesmen as they're trying to run at these mighty walls. And also I want to bring up that, mind you, these weren't just any like little walls. They were up to 8 meters high, backed by soil. Oh fuck, a soil embankment. So there was wood in front, and to provide more stability, they had soil behind them to help ensure that the walls wouldn't break.
No, you don't.
And these spanned for kilometers. Like these were truly impressive to have built in, or to rather have been built in just under a month's time. Anyways, so 8 meters tall, and every 10 meters, or something of the like, I don't remember exactly the dimensions, but fairly frequent, there were large towers which were designed for archers to post up in. Now, these are some serious fortifications to have been built around a city, to enclose a city. So Marcus Antony and his cohort are up there just absolutely kicking serious ass. And Caesar kind of comes along, he's like, hey, yo. Damn. And so Caesar finds this and he's like, so you're gonna come with me. He takes Marcus Antony's cohort, and any other men he can spare, and continues doing his rounds. Again, reinforcing units as he goes around, making sure they have sufficient supplies and numbers to hold off this massive attack. And finally, after hours and days of battle, the Gaulish tribesmen on the outer wall have sustained such heavy casualties due to the amount of traps that have been set by the Romans. So there were layers of traps, I forgot to mention. What is that noise? Shit.
Where'd you come from? Yeah, I'm nothing. Look at you, buddy. Anyways, oh. That'll teach you.
I'm gonna go in the opposite direction of that dragon. So, the traps consisted of a little bit of a moat that surrounded the entirety of this massive emplacement, and then behind that there were traps that were laid. It was just level ground, but they had little tiny spikes made of wood. Behind that, there were basically, if you think of it as punji traps, like they used in Vietnam, a large hole dug with metal, wood and metal stakes in them. And then, finally, there were steel barbs placed. And this is closest to the walls now. There's steel barbs placed to stop. Hey, that was pretty cool. Tipped with poison and... But I'm not sure if that's just, like, a thing that people say. There's a lot of misinformation. So I'm guessing personally that knowing what I do about Rome and what they had available on their deployments, I personally think it wasn't necessarily poison, because that's a lot of poison arrow or poison barbs to try and make in less than a month. What I think it really was basically just manure and other possible infectious, like dirt, and, you know, stuff like that. Infectious things that were just thrown on there. I don't think they actually used any sort of real poison. I just don't think they had the means to. So anyways, after running the first days of this battle, the first hours, trying to run through these traps, they've already taken such significant casualties that they fall back just running through the traps. Finally, they're able to make human body bridges and get across to the Roman walls, blah blah blah. Moving back to where we were, the Gaulish armies are now breaking and running, going back to their respective homeland tribes, where they used to live before they were baited into this trap by Vercingetorix. Now, seeing this, the attackers on the other side of the wall, on the inner side, in Alesia, now see this and they become disheartened. Their morale is diminished, and they too break. Coincidentally, and this massive engagement is finally over. Now, finally, wrapping everything up. Oh, man. What's this about, I wonder? It's kind of odd. You don't really see those guys off the road very often. So, at the end of the day, the casualties sustained... damn it. There were around 12,800 Romans and Roman auxilia killed, and the Gauls suffered 250,000 casualties, as well as over 40,000 captured. And that effectively ended, luckily, well, speaking on Caesar's behalf anyways,
Where'd you come from?
organized rebellion, which had been taking place for ages in Gaul. This was the beginning of the end of everything in Gaul. And finally, Caesar goes back to Rome and talks to the praetor and says, hey, I've conquered Gaul. Among the 40,000 that were captured, Vercingetorix himself. Now, Vercingetorix was a personal friend of Caesar's prior to this happening. Not only a friend to Caesar, but a legionary, an auxilia, and a commander. So Caesar personally was offended deep down and said, hey man, fuck you, and made him his personal slave for the next, I believe, 2 years that he was on campaign in Gaul. And finally, when Caesar came back, you can kind of take to imagination what happened to Vercingetorix. And I think now, with the conclusion of the Battle of Alesia, I will also conclude this video. Thanks for watching, guys.